What do you think about...
It all kicks off with this tweet from Conor McGregor at 4:08 a.m. Eastern Time. That's 9:08 in Edda. The rumors of a bout with Topuria are false. I believe he's referring to Ilia Topuria. I am in preliminary agreements with the Ambani family to face Logan Paul in a boxing exhibition in India. I have agreed. I will then seek my return to the octagon. Shortly thereafter, we got a tweet from Ilia Topuria saying, the rumors of a bout with McChicken are false. I don't fight, nor am I interested in fighting with a rapist.
The real thing over here, I think these WWE guys think this is... They're not right in the head, some of them. I mean, what's the main guy, John Cena? He's wanting around, he's 40, yeah, he's 40 years of age. He's wanting around in a luminous orange t-shirt and a headband, talking about nobody can see him. We can see him right there. He's a big fat 40-year-old failed Mr. Olympia motherfucker. I mean, they're dweebs, those guys. This is the real shit. I've got to get in and fight a man for real, with no script, with no nothing. So he was talking about challenging, bringing some other wrestler guys over to challenge me. I was saying, come bring it then. This is the real shit over here. If you want to come over, we can fight, no problem. And then a few of them are talking about the street and all. If they want to do that, come at me and see what happens. That might have been a bit ruthless of me to say, but again, it ain't trash talk, it's true talk.
Conor McGregor's an average MMA fighter and a horrible boxer. I'm going to beat the shit out of his Dylan, and then I'm going to beat the shit out of him.
Just saying, for the UFC to grant Conor McGregor the right to fight Logan Paul, and Dana hates the Pauls. You know how Dana holds grudges. We know how he holds grudges. For him to be in cahoots with the Paul brothers in any facet, that blows me.
Hey guys, welcome to some breaking news, and this is pretty bonkers. This is coming from Conor McGregor. He says the rumors of a bout with Topuria are false. I am in preliminary agreements with the Ambani family to face Logan Paul in a boxing exhibition in India. I have agreed. I will then seek my return to the octagon. Now, there is no way I can't see this happening if Conor has agreed, because Conor is going to be the biggest stumbling block. There is no way Logan Paul turns down this opportunity.
Do you guys see the Logan Paul Conor McGregor wins in that fight? I think Logan Paul.
I mean, we haven't seen Conor fight in a while.
I feel like Logan Paul at his size, when he fought Floyd too, that was years ago. He's like been training, he's in insane shape.
Man, I wish Conor wasn't doing these types of things.
Conor McGregor has responded to Logan Paul's fight offer. After Conor backed his training partner Dylan Dennis to beat Logan Paul ahead of their fight, Logan has now called out Conor McGregor, saying he's next after he'll knock out Dylan Dennis. This is what Conor had to say about the call out.
Logan said you might be next. Would you
Slap the nose off. He's gonna beat Dylan, he's gonna beat Logan.
Logan has since offered Conor a $1 million bet that he'll beat Dylan.
McGregor, he's taking shots at really not just one of you guys, all of you guys across the board. He's had a few things to say. What's your response to what McGregor's been saying?
You know, it's funny. I almost don't even want to respond. I won't say his name because it's obvious that he's trolling WWE to, you know, create a buzz for this fight he's got coming up.
Into your arena.
Like I said, I don't want to spend any more time talking about that little guy from, you know, he's cute and all.
Logan Paul's latest training footage has caught the attention of none other than Conor McGregor. Known for his sharp tongue and keen eye, McGregor shared his thoughts on the YouTuber-turned-boxer's progress.
They confirmed it. So Conor McGregor is due to fight Logan Paul, not to be confused with Jake Paul, in India for $250 million each. He ain't making your money back. So this is from Mac Life Official, who's one of my faves. They're salt of the earth people. Conor McGregor and Logan Paul are featured as part of the historic Visit India tourism campaign. So it's government funded, yeah? It's a clash in Mumbai, iconic stadium. The two will be rewarded for their efforts, with McGregor set to walk away with $250 million. That's more than to fight Floyd.
And you got to do, it has to be WrestleMania.
That shit is crazy.
WrestleMania in
It's
Vegas.
like 100,000 people, bro.
Allegiant Stadium. Yeah, it's gonna go crazy. Yeah, you should do something.
Are you gonna be back in time for that? No,
brother. Come on, I'm retired. I'm a dad, bro.
He's taking time off.
I'm a dad.
Pops.
Yeah.
Within 4 minutes of this child being born, I felt a love, an endless, infinite love, instantaneously that I've never felt in my life. I love 2 women in my life, Nina and my mom. All of a sudden, there's a third little woman here who instantaneously has my entire soul. She's lit my being on fire, and I would do anything.
Paul's intense sessions showcasing improved technique and power have sparked discussions across the combat sports world. Fans were eager to hear whether McGregor was impressed, critical, or ready to challenge the social media star himself. This is the real thing over here. These WWE guys think this is a game.
I mean, on paper, this sounds fantastic, right? This is going to be a great fight. But then you think about who's fighting. Arguably 2 of the greatest marketers in martial arts history. Of course, we have McGregor, who can sell tickets with his eyes closed, and Logan Paul, who's going to use all of his social media power to get everyone under the age of 15 to buy the pay-per-view. And I think every single person knows exactly how this is going to play out. This fight is going to be set sometime in late 2025 or 2026. McGregor's going to start talking shit early, make personal attacks, yada, yada, yada. Logan's gonna make it his entire personality and keep posting videos on social media to promote it and also make some attacks at McGregor. Then they're gonna have these crazy extravagant press conferences where it gets really heated and they're arguing and they're just going back and forth at one another. And then it's gonna be marketed as the biggest fight of all time. There's gonna be so much anticipation built up around it. People just can't wait until that day comes. Then finally it's time for fight night. All the prelims are pretty good. They have like a 20-minute walkout. And it's the most underwhelming fight you've ever seen. And I'll just imagine that Jake wins, Conor gets millions of dollars, and the next day we're talking about the fight being rigged once again. That's exactly how it's going to play out. We've been here like 8 times. Don't fall for it. This fight is going to suck.
Exhibition. They're obviously going to try and get close, but I have no idea where that kind of meeting point is going to be. Conor's up at like 170 odd now, so perhaps they can kind of get around that 190 range, 200 range. I'm really not sure, but yeah, an exhibition. I mean, straight away, my first thoughts are, how legit is this going to be? Because Conor's not going to want to sign for something where he's going to be made to look stupid. Logan... Logan wouldn't mind losing to Conor.
McGregor commented, adding sharp critiques about wrestlers like John Cena. He threw down the gauntlet, challenging Paul and others to step into a real fight. In December 2024, McGregor claimed to have reached
the real thing over here. I think these WWE guys think this is... They are not right in the head, some of them. I mean, what's the main guy, John Cena? He's wanting around. He's 40. Yeah, he's 40 years of age. He's wanting around in a luminous orange T-shirt and a headband, talking about nobody can see him. We can see him right there. He's a big fat 40-year-old failed Mr. Olympian motherfucker. I mean, they're dweebs, those guys. This is the real shit. I've got to get in and fight a man for real, with no script, with no nothing. So he was talking about challenging, bringing some other wrestler guys over to challenge me. I was saying, come bring it then. This is the real shit over here. If you want to come over, we can fight, no problem. And then a few of them are talking about the street and all. If they want to do that, come at me and see what happens. That might have been a bit ruthless of me to say, but again, it ain't trash talk, it's true talk.
I mean, athletically, Logan's a lot more athletic. As far as legit competition, Dylan's way more qualified. You look at, 4-time world champion jiu-jitsu, as a brown belt, compete at black belt, compete in ADCC. He's a lot more accomplished, but it's just jiu-jitsu. He's never been known as a striker. Then you look at Logan, obviously been in bigger entertainment spectacles, as far as, he did fight Floyd Mayweather, who's a smaller boxer, but that's a lot of pressure. And then he does WWE, which isn't real, but it's still an athletic event.
Yeah, he did really good.
And there's a lot of eyeballs. You tend to side towards Logan on this, right?
I would.
Yeah, I find myself rooting for Dylan a little bit, just because all the bullshit he's been through. You see, he's sober now. There's a good person in there.
I mean, if you're putting money on it, you're putting it on Logan, right?
No, because the odds.
So minus 450 for Logan, plus 330 for Dylan.
So when I worked for Showtime, the Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight, I was like the Logan Paul expert, right? So I had to go in and interview Logan, and I'd go in there, I was like, oh, I bet they're gonna be a train wreck. They're gonna be so nervous fighting Floyd Mayweather. I walk in there and it was like a yoga studio. They had like incense burning. It was real calm. And Logan's like, "What's up, man?" I'm like, "Dude, you fight in 30 minutes." He's like, "Isn't it cool?" I'm like, "I guess. Shouldn't you like warm up?" He's like, "Yeah, it's all good, man."
I did a couple downward dogs. I'm good.
No, I thought he was gonna be nervous. He goes, "I've already won, dude. I'm not nervous at all. I've already won." He goes,
Whoa.
"I'm a YouTuber. I'm fighting Floyd Mayweather.
Cool.
I've already won, dude." He's like, "Whatever happens, all good."
What an attitude.
But I look over, he's like, "Can you talk to my dad?" Though I look at dad and he's just like sweating.
So nervous.
And I was like, "Listen, your son's gonna be fine. Floyd's tiny. He's not gonna give him brain trauma. If he hurts him, it's gonna be to the body. He'll be fine." He's like, "You think?" I was like, "Yeah, he'll be fine. He's gonna have liver damage and internal bleeding. He'll be fine."
Yeah, he can overcome that.
Preliminary agreements for a boxing exhibition against Logan Paul in India. He mentioned the involvement of the Ambani family, notably Mukesh Ambani, in organizing the event. "I have agreed," McGregor stated, while expressing intentions to return to the UFC afterward.
Your fight with Conor McGregor.
He's the Caucasian Floyd Mayweather. You know, he's a knockoff version, but
It's a great goddamn comparison right there.
Yeah.
It may be the funniest thing I've ever.
yeah, he's a hell of a knockoff version.
There has to be a level of respect now, after that, because after
Yeah,
the fight,
I take my hat off to him.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he a dog.
The best moment for me was after that fight, when you guys hugged after the fight, and he was like, "I'm mad that they stopped it. You should have just put me down." He said, "I didn't have no legs."
I mean, I want the man to have a career after me.
Yeah.
It sounded good when the fight was over.
Yeah.
You know, when I was digging off in his ass, he was like, you know.
What is the conversation about you going into the octagon? Is that a real conversation?
Anything is possible. I can go get a deal right now from the UFC. Probably $4-5 billion deal if that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Skepticism about the fight's feasibility remains, especially considering McGregor's UFC contract, which restricts fighters from external bouts without approval. However, exceptions have been made before, like McGregor's 2017 boxing match with Floyd Mayweather. Dana White's previous stance against such fights has softened as entertainment-driven events dominate combat sports. Paul, on the other hand, has embraced the opportunity, dismissing McGregor's criticisms. He's trolling WWE to create buzz, Paul said, brushing off the remarks. Recent personal milestones, like the birth of Paul's first child, have shifted his priorities, but the allure of a $250 million a payday might pull him back into the ring.
AK. Because usually every day there's a Conor tweet, and usually it's something about a fight that probably could never happen. And the day just goes on, right? We go on, we read the tweet, or we see it in our Slack channel. We're just like, okay, he's just saying things. And then we just, maybe we create a graphic, and then that's really all the chatter about it. I go to the gym this morning, and when the workout ends, I go to my phone. Literally, every news outlet on planet Earth that I have on my phone has sent an alert out. Breaking news, Conor McGregor is not fighting in the UFC. He's agreed to box Logan Paul in India in a boxing match. And I'm like, wait a second.
He's bankrupt, and you're about to be. It should be 50. Nah. Bentley. Nah. We are a bollocks to the IRS. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sing it for me, beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
The event, rumored to be hosted at Mumbai's Wankhede Stadium, aims to be a large-scale international spectacle. With McGregor and Paul known as marketing powerhouses, the bout is expected to generate massive pay-per-view numbers. Both fighters have exceptional promotional skills, ensuring the fight will be one of the most talked-about events in recent history. Despite their differences, some industry insiders have warned McGregor not to underestimate Paul. Brendan Schaub cautioned that Paul's athleticism and size advantage...
5 pounds smaller or whatever the hell he was, Nate Robinson, and trying to take on Conor McGregor are two different things. It's like his brother. You know, I said earlier this week, his brother lost to the video game kid from England.
Right.
Now you're gonna fight Floyd Mayweather. That gets you a fight with Floyd Mayweather. That's pretty crazy. But I get it. There's a lot of money in it. There's a market for those kind of fights. It's not what I do.
All the right buzzwords in there, didn't he? Again, Logan Paul. You know, you name one of the Paul brothers these days, you're going to get some social media, some bounce right there. The Ambani family, like I said, one of the wealthiest families in the entire world. Again, and anyone that hadn't heard of them definitely heard of them this past summer. So like they have reached well beyond India. I mean, they're just an extraordinarily famous family now. Again, they already were. So I say now, I say there's just more people on our side of the pond that have heard of them now. Of course, they were insanely famous before. And then even mentions Topuria. That was cheeky. Like, oh, that throwing out like two rumors at once. You know, it's like, oh yeah, that was that rumor.
Where did that come from?
I don't even know.
I haven't heard that rumor, and I work.
On the percentage scale from 0 to 100, what are the chances that Jake Paul ever fights Conor McGregor?
0.
0.
Yeah.
Never happened.
Listen, man, I get it. These kids, listen, both these kids, him and his brother, have done a good job of injecting themselves into the fight world. I am a huge Boston Celtics fan, okay? I love Nate Robinson. Nate's awesome, okay?
Right.
Have you ever seen basketball fights? Have you ever seen when fights break out in the basketball court?
Yep.
Yeah. Some of the shittiest fights you'll ever see in your life.
Could pose unexpected challenges. Logan's been in big spectacles before, and he's handled the pressure, Schaub noted. Stephen A. Smith also expressed doubts about McGregor's chances, emphasizing that his skills as a mixed martial artist don't necessarily translate to boxing success. McGregor's larger frame and slower speed could be a disadvantage against Paul, who has trained with professional boxers and even faced Floyd Mayweather in an exhibition.
Let's assume that you beat Dylan. Is there like an end goal?
I would like to fight Conor. I think it'd be really cool.
You think that you're too big for him?
I could cut to 185, and he's like 180, 175.
What are you now? You probably are
200 flat.
But size-wise, Conor was most effective at 145.
Yeah, but we'll always come back to, like, he's a professional fighter. I'm a YouTuber, you know? And so that's supposed to be the give and take of it. Like, why would I, a YouTuber who's own one, have any business beating the great Conor McGregor?
As anticipation builds, both fighters have kept fans engaged with social media posts and interviews. McGregor hinted at a future bout with Jake Paul, further fueling excitement. Logan Paul even conducted a poll on Instagram where 63% of his followers picked McGregor to win.
He wants, and that hasn't happened yet. We haven't seen Conor McGregor win a fight. I mean, he beat Donald Cerrone, Cowboy Cerrone. Cerrone looked like a deer in headlights, as I pointed out that night.
Yeah.
That's the only victory he's had in 7 years. Well, here's why I don't mind it, though, Shannon. I appreciate this fight because it's pure entertainment. Yeah. It's an exhibition. It isn't Jake Paul training with professional boxers, essentially being a professional boxer, but getting in the ring with non-boxers or geriatric dudes. He's not doing, Logan Paul's not doing that.
Yeah.
He's getting into the ring. He's an entertainer.
He's bankrupt, and you're about to be. It should be 50. Nah. Bentley. Nah. We are a bollocks to the IRS. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sing it for me, beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
I have no issue with this fight for a few reasons. Number one, obviously, I don't think he's ready to be back in the UFC. I think he will get his ass kicked thoroughly.
Yep.
These fighters are elite. They take this very seriously, and their definition of being in shape and ready to fight isn't bloating themselves up with muscles and looking good in the mirror. These brothers are ready to throw down.
Yeah.
You Conor McGregor, and not only that, Michael Chandler has been calling him out forever. Desperately wants his hands on Conor McGregor because he knows that would be a big fight, obviously.
The potential clash between McGregor and Paul is a collision of entertainment and combat sports. Fans are left wondering, will this fight be a true test of skill or just another spectacle? What do you think about Conor McGregor's reaction to Logan Paul's training footage? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.